Anthropic just cut the price of top-tier AI coding by 60%. The same workload that costs $1,000 a month on Claude Opus 4.8 now runs at $400 on the new Sonnet 5, and for most jobs, the output is nearly identical. But there's a deadline attached to that price, and one case where switching will actually cost you more. Let's run the real numbers. First, what actually happened? On June 30th, Anthropic launched Claude Sonnet 5. The headline isn't the benchmarks, it's the price tag. $2 per million input tokens, $10 per million output tokens. That's introductory pricing, locked until August 31st. After that, it goes to $3 and $15. Compare that to Opus 4.8, $5 in, $25 out. Both models get the full 1 million token context window, and Sonnet 5 is now the default model on Claude's free and pro plans. Now the math, because this is where the decision gets made. Take a realistic production agent. 100 million input tokens and 20 million output tokens a month. On Opus 4.8, that's $500 for input, $500 for output, $1,000 a month. Same workload on Sonnet 5 at intro pricing, $200 plus $200, $400. You just saved $600 a month, $7,200 a year. Even after the intro window closes, you're at $600 a month, still 40% off the Opus bill. And both models stack the same discounts on top, up to 90% off with prompt caching, 50% off with batch processing. So is Sonnet 5 actually good enough to trust with that workload? Here's the honest picture. On SWE Bench Pro, the agentic coding benchmark, Opus 4.8 still leads, 69.2 versus Sonnet's 63.2. Opus remains the stronger model for the deepest coding work. But here's the context that matters. Sonnet 5's 63.2 beats what the previous Sonnet scored just weeks ago, 58.1, and reviewers testing it on real code bases are saying the same thing. It now handles multi-step coding, tool use, and research tasks that required Opus a month ago. Before you migrate everything, 2 catches. Catch 1, the deadline. That $2 rate expires August 31st. Budget on the $315 pricing and treat the intro window as a free trial period to run your own evals. Catch 2, and this is the one burning people on Reddit right now. Effort levels. Sonnet 5 lets you crank reasoning effort up to high and extra high, and at those settings, token burn rises enough that the cost advantage over Opus shrinks or disappears on some workloads. If your use case only works with Sonnet at maximum effort, benchmark the actual bill before you switch. You might be paying Opus money for a model that isn't Opus. So here's the decision framework. Switch to Sonnet 5 if you're running high-volume agents, customer-facing chatbots, content generation at scale, code review, or research pipelines, the stuff where you multiply tokens by thousands of users. That's most API workloads, and for those, Sonnet 5 is the correct default now. Keep Opus 4.8 if you're doing the hardest 10%. Deep multi-file refactors, gnarly debugging, architecture decisions where a wrong answer costs you days. The 6-point benchmark gap is real. It's just irrelevant for most traffic. And the practical playbook, don't guess, test. Take 1 day. Route your real prompts to both models side by side. The API makes that a one-line change to the model string. Compare failure rates, not vibes. If Sonnet's failure rate on your workload matches Opus, take the 60% discount and don't look back. If it doesn't, you've spent a few dollars to learn your workload is in the 10%. Also worth knowing. Bottom line, for the first time, the cheap model isn't the compromise model. Anthropic moved the frontier down a price tier, and the only people who should ignore it are the ones whose hardest problems genuinely need Opus. Run the numbers on your own bill. The links and the full pricing table are in the description. If you want real tests with real numbers on every major AI tool release, subscribe. Next up, we're putting this pricing to the test on a live agent workload.